XRP's price action could be in trouble. We're going to be taking a look at the technical analysis on XRP, and I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions as to what I think could be unfolding for the price action. Now, for the record, hopefully this doesn't play out, but if it does, we could be in for some opportunities to dollar cost average and build out our XRP positions. Alternatively, for those people who are hodling, this could be disastrous for their portfolios. But hopefully, as I said, this might not play out. I'm going to give you both the bearish and bullish cases for XRP's price action. As I get into today's video, if you find it useful, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe, and let's jump right down into the charts. We're going to kick things off right here on the 1 hour time frame. Now, it's the 1 hour time frame that has me a little bit concerned. As you know, and if you've been keeping up to date with all of the technical analysis that I've been putting out on the channel, XRP I was targeting between 58.38 and 59.33 cents. That is this Y wave high just up here. However, our 200 hourly EMA is being an absolute bugger. It is creating us some pretty big issues when it comes to resistance. Right now, this 200 EMA consistently is battering the price of XRP down. You can see it time and time again. And this particular problem is going to essentially make traders very wary of going long unless there's a good reason to do so. As you can kind of see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections on that 200 EMA. And that is a huge problem. This is telling traders that there is so much resistance here that it's probably not a good idea to be going long. And as such, we're unlikely to see anybody trying to push the price to that strong high and into our targeted range. That strong high is unlikely to get broken, and we do have a weak low. So these are some issues that we have to face when it comes to XRP's price action. As it stands at the moment, we have a low price down here, a swing low, coming in at 54.52 cents. If we lose this area, then we should be expecting further downside. Okay, and that is the concern that we have. So the bullish case here is a breakout and a targeted range towards 58 to 59 cents. The bearish case, however, is a move to the downside, where we will be targeting out slightly lower in the price action. And this move to the downside, I think, will be pretty bad for XRP's price action, because at the moment we've been able to hold that area of 55 cents. But this potential move to the downside is going to take that price action down here towards 52 and 51 cents. So to be specific, we're talking about 51.62 to 52.85 cents. Okay, and that's an opportunity, if you want to see it that way, for us to dollar cost average and build out those positions, right? So it is an opportunity if this does play out. We're looking for the breakout to the upside. Failure to do that, we should expect further downside. Now, even this break to the upside is still minor, and it just would protect us a little bit from this downward price pressure. Anyone who's been following, we were looking for a move up before we moved on down. Okay, so we were always looking to move down lower than 54 cents. The difference here is that we are now tracking this much earlier than expected, preventing us from having this huge breakout and potential for some long positions that could be very profitable. Okay, so ultimately our trading right now has to be quite cautious for XRP. Let me show you how I would approach this. Okay, what I would be looking for would be a strong close above the 200 EMA. And what I mean by that is I would be looking for one candle to close, and then the second candle must also close above. If we get two closed candles above the 200 EMA, then I would be looking to go long with a stop loss probably lower than the 50 SMA to keep us a little bit safe. And of course, our take profit would be up there at the 58 cent level. A risk reward ratio of approximately 2.1. Depending on where the entry is. Okay, so that would be my approach to this. If I wanted to go long, that is how I would be looking to do it. Alternatively, because I do think we're likely to retest that 200 EMA, we could potentially find ourselves with a short opportunity. Failure to close above that 200 EMA with two consecutive candles closing lower, and after a successful retest, we could potentially put a stop loss above the previous swing high and target out some of those existing low ranges. A great risk reward ratio and potential profit could be phenomenal. So the short seems to be the most profitable option on XRP. So we want to be cautious. Until we get confirmation, trading on XRP from a leverage point of view could be highly risky. Of course, if I am to be trading, I'm going to be trading using BitGet or Bluefin because they are my go-to platforms for leverage-based trades. If you haven't yet got an account, check out the links in the description. Some fantastic exclusive offers and discounts available for anyone using the links down there. So that's kind of the 1 hour time frame. It's unfortunately not looking all that good for XRP. Let's go ahead and show you kind of where I think is potentially going to be the problem here. We're going to be looking at that 200 EMA as a problem. We can also see that this is a continuation pattern, a triangular wedge pattern, and this is going to basically continue whatever led into it. The move to the downside, the continuation from this triangular wedge, and then a break to the downside. Although we want this Y wave high and this breakout, it's now looking very unlikely. Okay, so be very cautious with going long until we have confirmation that is something that we can kind of see as a more probable option. Right now, a retest of the 200 EMA and potential shorts are the way to go. Our stochastic RSI is on the 1 hour time frame, is giving us the idea that we're going to have a retest of the 200 EMA and present us with, I should say, the option to go long or go short once we get confirmation. The 4 hour time frame is overbought, so we are looking for a shift in the market from an upward price to a downward price. We've seen the price kind of stalling out, kind of going sideways, not a lot of momentum, and momentum is basically indicating to us on the 4 hour time frame that we're kind of reaching exhaustion. Likewise, on the 1 hour, we can see that sellers are exhausted. So we're looking for a push to the upside, but I don't think it's going to be substantial. Unless, of course, we get confirmation around that 200 EMA, I won't be going long on XRP, but a short opportunity seems to be the highly probable one. Okay, like I said, it's not what I want to see. I want this push to the upside before we get to move to the downside, but it doesn't look like we're going to necessarily get there. I'd love to be wrong. We're looking for confirmation, but for now, our options are to either go long on a breakout or go short when we get rejected on that 200 EMA, and our target is a pretty big one, so there's going to be a few bounces in that journey, but we are targeting 51 to 52 cents. Okay, so XRP, it's not necessarily the one right now on the hourly chart. There's a lot of concerns, there's a lot of issues with that price action, and we potentially are going to be cautious on the bearish side rather than trying to be just bullish for the sake of being bullish. Okay, so technical analysis on the 1 hour, the short time frames, the things that I'm expecting to happen over the next couple of days or so are not looking good for XRP. But what about the larger timeframes? Do they change in any way? Are we now kind of shifting our daily timeframe targets? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the daily. Our daily moves are actually looking very good. We are still on track for that swing high between 75 and 85 cents in my humble opinion. But before we get there, we are likely to see a bit more of a push to the downside, and we are of course targeting out equilibrium, and we are looking for those moves around 51 cents. Okay, so very much what I've been plotting on the 1 hour time frame is in line with filling out this fair value gap that you see here on the chart. So nothing unusual, nothing terribly too concerning other than the 200-day EMA. There is, of course, right now a golden cross on XRP's hourly chart. That is a bullish case, and that could potentially take us into that slightly higher range of 58 cents before we get those moves to the downside. But it's going to require traders to have confidence on what is going on the smaller time frames. I'm expecting extreme volatility and more liquidity to be extracted from the market before we get into any kind of meaningful moves. And of course, I am looking for 51 cents before we get into this bigger move towards 75 and 85 cents. Okay, so I'm expecting a lot of volatility, a lot of liquidity being extracted from the market, but our daily time frame and our daily chart hasn't really changed much. The only way that this is going to change significantly is if we actually get a new low lower than the previous swing low of 43.19 cents. As long as we stay above that area, we are actually in a pretty reasonable area. And of course, the main break of structure would happen at 38.23 cents. So for XRP, it's actually looking okay. I'm not concerned about the daily time frame or the weekly macro time frame, but the only thing I am concerned about is, of course, the smaller time frames showing more volatility, showing that we're not necessarily ready to go long on the market unless proven otherwise. Ultimately, at the moment, it's looking like we're going to have a short position down to that 51 cents, filling out the daily fair value gap, retesting the daily equilibrium, And then I think we can get into a position where we might start targeting out 75 to 85 cents on the macro with lots of mini targets and lots of trading opportunities on the 1 hour time frame. So XRP, it's exciting. It's kind of one of those cryptocurrencies that a lot of people kind of say boring. It doesn't do anything. But actually, if you pay attention to the analysis and what's going on the smaller time frames, there's huge opportunities for dollar cost averaging and building out hodl positions, and huge and massive opportunities to basically be a part of the liquidity hunting and liquidity extraction. There's a huge amount of trading opportunities within the charts. All you have to do is be wise enough to look for them. There's plenty of opportunities. But of course, coming with leverage-based trading comes high risk. Great gains, great losses. So it's important that you do your own research, come to your own conclusions. I am no financial analyst. All I can do is kind of show you a financial advisor, I should say. I can't give you any financial advice. All I can do is show you my thoughts and opinions in the charts as I personally see it. And for me, I'm expecting extreme volatility when it comes to the price action of XRP. You can let me know what your thoughts are on all of this in the comments down below. What is your expectations on the next few days for XRP's price action? Or maybe you're just a long-term hodler looking at those longer range targets, in which case, do you think we're going to be targeting out that 75, 85 cents, or maybe even getting a break towards the $1 level? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my second channel where I cover Cardano technical analysis.